Soft piano music plays. A glowing castle appears at sunrise. Birds flutter. A warm narrator's voice begins. Narrator. In a kingdom of shining towers and whispered dreams, there lived a girl whose kindness glowed brighter than any jewel. Her name was Cinderella, a name given to her because of the ashes she slept beside. Her days were filled with endless chores, cruel laughter, and a longing for the world beyond her cold attic window. But even in sorrow, Cinderella never stopped believing that somewhere, goodness still lived, and that one day her heart's wish would come true. Then one night, under a sky filled with starlight, fate decided to listen. A royal ball was announced. A pumpkin turned to gold, and a single glass slipper changed everything. This is the story of courage, magic, and love, the kind that never fades, no matter how dark the night. Cinderella's life began in light. Her father was a kind merchant, her mother a woman of grace. Together they filled their home with laughter and music. But when her mother grew ill, she called her young daughter to her bedside and said softly, "Be kind and brave, my dear." That's where true magic begins. After her mother's passing, her father remarried a widow named Lady Tremaine, who had 2 daughters, Drizella and Anastasia. They smiled sweetly in his presence, but treated Cinderella with disdain the moment he turned away. When her father died on a long journey, everything changed. Cinderella became a servant in her own home. From sunrise to moonlight, she scrubbed floors, washed clothes, and served her step-family, all while they mocked her. Still, she never grew bitter. She sang to the birds, spoke kindly to mice, and smiled through her tears. For somewhere deep in her heart, she still carried her mother's words. Be kind and brave. One bright morning, a royal messenger arrived. Trumpets sounded through the town square. A scroll was unrolled and read aloud. By command of His Majesty the King, a grand ball shall be held at the palace so the prince may choose a bride. The entire kingdom buzzed with excitement. Dresses were sewn, jewels polished, and gossip spread like wildfire. At the Tremaine house, chaos ruled. Lady Tremaine ordered new gowns for her daughters and demanded that Cinderella mend, stitch, and press them. Cinderella, with a hopeful smile, asked, "May I also attend, stepmother?" "Every maiden is invited." Lady Tremaine's lips curved into a cruel grin. "You? Attend the ball?" "Perhaps, if you finish all your chores and find something suitable to wear." Cinderella worked day and night. The mice and birds helped her sew a simple gown, one filled with love. But when her step-family saw it, jealousy burned in their hearts. They tore her dress apart, laughing as her dreams fell to ribbons. Cinderella ran to the garden and wept beneath the old oak tree, unaware that magic was about to arrive. Through her tears, Cinderella whispered, "I just wanted one night, just one dream." Suddenly the air shimmered. A soft voice said, "My dear child, you shall go to the ball." Before her stood a woman cloaked in silver light, her fairy godmother. With a wave of her wand, pumpkins turned into golden carriages, mice into horses, and tattered rags into a gown so radiant it looked woven from moonlight itself. Cinderella gasped as glass slippers sparkled upon her feet. "But remember, child," said the fairy godmother, "when the clock strikes midnight, the spell will break." Cinderella curtsied, heart pounding. "Thank you, fairy godmother. I'll never forget this." And with that, she stepped into the carriage, her heart fluttering like the wings of a dove, unaware that destiny awaited her at the palace gates. The palace glittered like a dream. Music swirled through chandeliers as nobles bowed and curtsied. But when Cinderella entered, the entire hall fell silent. The prince, captivated, approached her. "May I have this dance?" Their hands met, and the world disappeared. They danced beneath starlit windows, lost in the kind of silence only hearts can hear. As the clock neared midnight, panic struck her. She curtsied quickly and fled, her glass slipper slipping from her foot as she ran. The prince called out, "Wait! I don't even know your name." But she was gone, leaving only a single shining slipper behind. The next morning, the kingdom awoke to a royal decree. Every maiden shall try on the glass slipper, and the one it fits shall be the prince's bride. From village to village, the royal guards searched. When they reached Lady Tremain's estate, she hid Cinderella in the attic, determined that one of her daughters would marry the prince. But fate cannot be locked away. The mice freed Cinderella, and just as the guards were leaving, she appeared, calm and glowing. Lady Tremaine sneered, "She's just a servant." Yet when Cinderella tried the slipper, it fit perfectly. And from her pocket she revealed the other one, proof of her truth. The prince rushed to the estate, joy lighting his eyes. "It's you," he whispered. "You're the one," tears filled Cinderella's eyes. "And you kept your promise to find me." The fairy godmother's magic sparkled one last time, blessing their union. The prince took her hand, leading her to the carriage bound for the palace. Not as a stranger, but as his bride, even Lady Tremaine bowed her head, realizing too late that cruelty had no power over kindness. Cinderella forgave her, saying softly, "I wish you peace." Cinderella and the prince were married beneath 1,000 golden lights. The kingdom rejoiced, for their new queen brought warmth and compassion to all, but Cinderella never forgot where she came from. She treated every servant with dignity and turned her palace into a place of laughter. At night, she'd sit beneath her mother's old oak tree, now standing in the royal gardens, and whisper, "You were right. Mother, kindness is magic." And from that day forward, the people of the kingdom said, "True beauty doesn't wear jewels. It wears a gentle heart, orator," softly, fading out. And so the girl in ashes became the queen of light. Her story reminds us that no matter how small we feel, kindness and courage can lead to miracles.